Alright, so we start up versus a Noli on Underground Wall. Nothing crazy, and we're going to immediately take this medkit because it's in an out of the way position, and we're going to try and see if we can give it to the Elliot when we rotate. So we're going to take this, almost get hit by the Artful. Our team was doing a fake generator, so we can just phase through him for a free 15%. Rather unfortunate about the Dusekkar, but sometimes people just can't be saved, especially on V. You don't do anything in the early game. You just kind of... I thought this was a hallucination here, and it wasn't. The Noob seemed to as well, but it wasn't. I'm gonna go look for a bumper. Unfortunately couldn't land it. I'm still not great at these, but we're gonna see what we can do. Gonna do some basic stamina management because the Noli should have a stamina advantage over me, which is really bad here. However, we get a nice phase off for just a bit of distance and confusing them. For some reason they decide to stop chasing, which is really bad on their end. They would have probably caught up and just killed me if they decided to keep on running. Now, two-time I was kind of hoping would head this way, so we're going to see if we can get a hole with this guest. We had the same idea, but unfortunately the wood plank saved the Noli. So we're just going to move off. We're going to go get a graffiti on the other side of the map in case something happens. And guest does seem to run over here, so it's very good that we're over here as well in case he gets caught out by some kind of random X factor. Checking the bumper cooldowns, and we're just going to get back to the others now. We don't want to be caught out alone, especially not versus a Noli, which should be proof of contact with that Dusekkar at the start. Again, two-time looks for a stab, doesn't get it, and I'm going to see if I can save the two-time, which, it happens. It happens on V. I'm going to quickly switch back to phase just in case something comes. He doesn't, so we're going to get back on bumper and prepare for another bumper save, which we do get here, which is amazing. He, for some reason, again, does not continue the chase. I have 30 stamina. Unless he had no stamina as well, we should be dead without our team. These bumpers have been very risky, but given how he's been playing, it's been perfectly fine to keep going for them. If he ever changes, though, we need the team. So we need to keep this team in good shape, which the two-times are trying to get themselves killed, but it happens. Gonna go for another bumper, which we do get, but he TPs. Maybe I should have cancelled it just simply to save the cooldown, but 15 battery is 15 battery. This one's obviously a fake, he keeps fainting the queue, so... Now I see that Noob is running and injured, so that's probably him. That is. And we're gonna go for a bump. Which we get, kind of. Not amazing, but it works. We've got a load of battery, so we're just going to pop it. We're going to... Thank you. That was a bit late. He's going to go up here. He's probably going to try and stop this, so we're just going to leave. He's completely stuck in that animation at the end of it, so that was just a free phase, 15 battery if we want batterying, and just get out. Because he's nearby, has 110. Unfortunately, does get that two-time. Very sad. So we're going to look for a bumper, and we're not going to take this one. Simply because that would have just thrown him into the two-time. And surprisingly, for newer Vs, that's not a good thing. He's up here again. Somehow I don't get hit. Thank you, verticality. And we're just going to leave. Ow. Plus 15 battery too, from the phase. There's that medkit we gave to the Elliot from the very beginning of the game. This is why we don't hog. We can pick up medkits, sure, especially if they're out of position, but just give them to someone else. Alright, next one. We're up on Brandon's. This one's a slightly newer slasher, but there's less of us, so we're going to see what we can do. Immediately set this one up. It's amazing. And since it's a slasher, let's get both of these set up. I have to waste a bit of time getting rid of them anyway. Plus, being able to bump on both sides, or phase on the other side, or wall hop the other side is amazing. Having 2 down, I'm going to look for this bump on the Dusekkar, and I somehow get it. That is rare, but we take it. Now, we're going to go quickly set up this one. It's well, would if it wasn't destroyed. This one is amazing versus anyone who isn't Cool Kid. Simply because they can't hit it. It's too high up for a entanglement or mass infection. It's too far for a Noli Nova, I believe. And it's just generally really strong. I thought I had this graffiti, realized it didn't, sprinted, so then we could get the bumper, which he will parry. Whether it was intentional or not, I don't know, but it was a very good parry nonetheless. Just gonna spin around. Gonna keep going. He holds his raging pace for some reason, which was not ideal for stamina. I don't have bumper because of cooldown, so I'm just gonna stay out of the way. If he decides to chase me, that's giving Deuce free space. Now the Builderman makes a very ambitious sentry, but I guess it works because the Dusekkar takes a long path around, and it allows me to set this graffiti back up, which will allow for another bumper the moment Dusekkar comes back up here. She is. Now I was a bit hesitant to bumper here because I didn't want to shove him into the Builderman, so which is why I do it a bit late and get punished for it, but distance is distance, and we're V. We have infinite health with an asterisk on the end. Again, we're just going to run with this Dusekkar, and we're actually going to peel here, simply because only having one spray up and it be quite far away is very dangerous versus a slasher, so we're just going to set another one up right over here. Simple, it's in the corner, but it's quite useful, and it just gives us a bit more safety. Look for a bumper, but I don't get it, simply because I greeted for the 3 tricks. Don't do this. Don't do that. It's bad. Now, since he keeps on destroying my things really quickly, he does really like getting rid of my graffiti, I'm just going to go put this one over here. It's not as good at protecting the team, but it will force him to go and make a long, wide path. See, this is why it's not as good, because then he gets slammed against the wall, he loses a lot of the knockback. We've got 20 seconds left. Our bumper probably isn't going to come back in time. There's a chance of it, but not really, so I'm just going to body block, because I have a lot of battery, I can just do this. Last second, I go for a bumper, and forget that there's an invisible wall here. Thank you for Forsaken devs. And that will win. Final clip, and it's versus a slasher. Milestone 3. Amazing. We're immediately going to set this one up. Doesn't look like much, but it's very useful because it just simply extends past this railing, which just makes it a bit more useful than you would expect. Immediately just going to go for the 3 and see where I want to take this. And I hear the guest get that block, which means that they're probably still on the guest, so I can safely set this one up. Looking at the team, we really need time to set up. We've got Chance, who has low health right now. We need a Builderman, who's setting up. And we have a 2-time, who nowadays, without some really cool trick stabs, can't do it consistently. I wanted to get a bumper here for the guest, but didn't quite make it in time. RIP. And we're just going to take this path. That is something you'll be seeing a lot of. I was going to go set up here, but then they destroyed it, which I was actually quite surprised about. A lot of slashers will just leave that one up because it's so far out of the way, and some of them don't even know that you can get back there because it's such a never used part of the map. Nonetheless, we set one back up over here, and we're going to go on phase just to set back up. Get a little bit of lag, but don't get punished for it. And we're going to set right back up. Remember, even though it takes them slightly less time to destroy it than it took you to set it up, the killer's time is so much more valuable than a survivor's time. There are now only 4 of us, which means that even if it takes us 4 times the amount of time to do something for then the killer to undo it, that is a even trade. He quickly gets that graffiti, and he doesn't follow up for some reason. So, we just set back up. Took roughly equivalent amount of time because he had to go and divert over here. Which means we then get it. Now I'm going to look to see if I can save this chance with a bumper. Not going to take this bumper because I thought the chance was going to keep running. This guy loves doubling back, which is really unfortunate and will get him killed. One phase, just in case. They didn't want to come, so we're just going to head right back in here. Going to have skate off of cooldown and ready. The proper raging pace, so we're going to see if we can't help this Builderman with a bumper. Which the Snatcher turns right back around, and I didn't even realise it, but he was taking a path around here. So I get a nice bump, save him, and get 15 battery. Just going to stay over here, hover over this by this one, simply in case something happens. It doesn't, so we're just going to head back, and you know what we're going to do? Well, we would set back up, but he's here. Now he's on the 2-time. We will be setting back up. See if we can't save this 2-time. Unfortunately not, just not quite fast enough. Now he's probably going to pivot to me now, because I'm close. He's seen me use skateboard, so I can't be at max stamina, even though I actually was. And we're just going to phase. We're just going to leave. For some reason he doesn't destroy that graffiti, God knows why. And he raging paces over to this Builderman. Just going to get in position for a bumper. Which I hope he's going to take, and he doesn't. So, we're going to head over to the stairs, and bumper over here. Now hopefully, surely, after seeing me positioned in 2 places, he's going to, he's going to run the other way. Really, really unfortunate placements. Didn't have voice chat, so he couldn't have communicated this. Didn't bumper here, because that would have just sent him flying into the Builderman. You'll notice this a lot. Guest players, you are also not immune from this criticism. Don't do this. Get ready, and mobile. Somehow, those jukes actually worked, so we just leave. Without taking a single hit. I was expecting to take something. Unfortunately, no matter what we were trying to do, it does come down to a last man standing. But it's V3 graffitis versus a slasher. No amount of milestones will save you, buddy. Immediately, we're just going to head over here, and miss it, and head back over. Happens, sometimes you mispress your E, and you just gotta move on. He, for some reason, does not destroy that graffiti, so we're just gonna keep on going. Up over here, pretty obvious phase coming, we take a hit for it, barely don't crash, and we make this jump. That is something you will be seeing so often. Just take that stairs and head over there. I take a mobile, thinking I can do it, but I've calmed myself because he cuts me off. Really well played from him. But I've got so much stamina still. I can just run. He gives me helpless, which is really unfortunate. And a raging pace, so he is probably in the advantage right now. He's going to get rid of the graffiti, obviously. And we just got to keep running. And finally, bumper him away for the final bit of distance, and we win. Very simple, very easy. Thank you for watching the 3 clips. I'm surprised if anyone will have made it this far. But yeah, the main takeaways from this video, if you wanted to search for anything specific and if you're trying to learn V, learn roots. This is something no V guide ever tells you, but it is so incredibly amazing and something you should definitely look into if you're ever trying to get better at V. Like, for example, with this spot right here, I showcased this a lot in the 3rd one, on Nos's Mansion versus Slasher, with that stairs through up to the statue route. But if you're looking at something like this, then you'd want to take this sort of route. Obviously, not optimized. I don't play V in the lobby a lot. But yeah, just a simple route that gets you from A to B really quickly from a common spot is really useful because it's super practicable. Obviously, you will need to worry about killer abilities doing that, but aside from that, that's all there really is to it. Just learn a few routes, and you should be a-okay to play V to whatever level you want to. Alright, thanks. Bye.